And welcome to Planet 412. How is everybody tonight? As my Batman sign goes off behind me. Hello, Batman. What's up? Uh, hmm. I guess that's, for what we're doing here right now. So before I get started, I wanted to obviously say hi to everybody, but it is a special night tonight. So without further ado, for Josie Nebi, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Josie. That's it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Josie. Josie is one of our mods here, and she's a big part of the Planet 412 family. And we appreciate her and everything that she does. Hello to my other mods, BJ and Kel. And I just wanted to say hello to everybody who is in here. I also wanted to, real quick, uh, right away, thank El Martino because he just sent a $20 um, donation to the 412. And I just wanted him to know that I really appreciate that. And we all do. So thank you, sir, for that. And how's everybody else doing tonight? Um, as I am looking at the chat here, let's see who we got. Do you guys like that thumbnail tonight, guys? Hello to Mary Sunshine. How are you, Mary? Good to see you here. Tim Houston, how are you, sir? How's it down under? Karen Root, how are you, Karen? Professor What, how are you? Um, let's see who else. I want to say hi. Let's see. Eric Petersman, how are you, Eric? Charles Carroll, how are you? Ogwonka, hello. Gareth Dixon, welcome back. So, as people are coming in, hello. And as I said already, happy birthday to uh, Josie tonight. Um, and, if you guys read hold on a second. Let me deal with Batman's son. I think they're trying to get me to help. Well, I'm busy. What's going on, Batman? Why is your sign doing this? So I'm unplugging the bat signal. He's going to have to use his backup. Tim Houston. Wait a minute. There it goes. I unplugged it and it's still going. That's so weird. Um, okay. So, Tim Houston, thank you, sir, for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Um, And if you read, guys, the description for tonight, you see that Josie had the offer from me to pick out the videos that we're going to review. So we are going to get started on these videos that she picked out. I'm sure some of you guys have sent me some stuff. I do want to play yours, Mary. You always you haven't been here in a little while, and I'm sure you sent something. Mary always does something kick ass. So let me see here. I will look real quick. Okay, I don't see anything from Mary right now, so we're going to start with Josie's stuff. So let's go. All right. Let me pause this. Kel, you're going to like it. Guess who?
All right, share. Oh, you heard his voice, darn it. All right, here we go. Callan, or whatever his name is from Slap Tam, is going to start the show for us. So thank you to Slap Tam.
Looking at some ghost sightings that
And
are
BJ.
starting to freak the internet out. But as always, before we dive into these fascinating stories, remember to hit that subscribe button for more scary content just like this. Some creepy ghosts appear to enjoy watching carefree moments that friends spend together outdoors. At least that's what they were doing when this chilling video was captured by YouTuber Demi2009ization. They were using a phone camera to record while two of their friends were playing catch on the lawn of the school campus one afternoon. There was nothing unusual about the day at first, just a few friends having a lazy afternoon in the sun. Then, one of them noticed something unusual out the corner of their eye. They turned the camera and zoomed in to get a better look. Sure enough, someone or something was watching them from a high window in one of the nearby buildings.
Oh my days, that was creepy.
The figure watching was ghostly pale and stared at the group with a menacing expression. The group of friends were disturbed by the sighting and asked the building manager to let them inside so they could confront whoever was staring at them. However, when they arrived at the room where they would have been, it was empty and had clearly been out of use for a long time. The walls were covered in graffiti and the whole room had a creepy, empty feel.
Okay, I'm going to stop
The group looked around.
playing it right there because I want to get your initial feelings from that video, but I also wanted to take a second to say hello to Joyce Stone, who is in the chat. I was trying to get a hold of her recently, in fact, today, too, and I was worried about you. And I am very, very happy to see that you are in the chat and that you're okay, Joe. So we're going to have a little chat ourselves soon. But I hope, things are progressing, better for you. I know you're not doing well. So everybody, please send your best wishes and your good juju to Joe Stone. She needs it. And I'm glad you came by, honey. When you're ready to go get rest, you go though. So what do you guys think about this one here? If you guys don't remember Joe Stone, she is the one who I said had the most affecting video, if you will, that I've ever, done. Interview. Her experience really, really, affected me. And BJ, if she hasn't already, put up the link to our interview. I'm sure she will. So check that out, guys. So do you guys think that was a legit, ghost up in the window there? Do you guys think that was somebody messing around? What is your opinions there? And I will start the next video as you guys talk about that.
Around the building for someone resembling the figure they saw in the window, but were unable to locate them, leaving them perplexed. Is it possible that their mysterious watcher was actually a ghost? Posted by Reddit user Project Mindless, this photo seems to suggest that something eerie happened when this picture was taken. Taken at a family gathering, we see 6 people all smiling happily at the camera. However, if you look closely, it would seem a spirit has attempted to join them. With all the happy faces, it seems as though none of them had any idea this dark shadowy figure lingered behind them while capturing the photo. Directly behind the poster himself is a small dark figure, heavily shadowed. If you zoom in for a closer inspection, you get a better idea at what this shadow truly is. You can see a small, childlike figure directly behind the group. Reminded of the child from The Grudge, the poster and his family were seriously creeped out upon reviewing the photo. They say they have no idea who the boy could be or why he was there. With no other potential explanation for the face behind them, the group seems to believe that a ghost chose their family's gathering to visit that day.
All right, let me stop that right there. And we'll get going right away. Guys, did you guys see The Grudge? Man, that movie freaked me out. I have to mention, like, that part when the poor girl had the lighter and she goes up in the attic and she turns around and the face is right there. Like, how much more, like, ugh. And then that woman ate her. They found like a piece of her jaw up there. Wow, that was so freaky. Yeah, super creepy, Mary. Let's see. Stray Kid, you can see the eyes very clearly. Aw, Josie, thank you, honey. This is your birthday. You don't have to do that, but thank you. El Martino says the shadows don't look right to me. I got you. The Grudge, BJ, it is definitely worth seeing. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Mike Roswalker was home alone with his wife and son Ethan when this next photo was taken. At least he thought he was. As most parents do, Mike decided to snap a photo as he was playing with his son to capture a bit of that innocent fun. However, when he looked at the photo, he was shocked to see not one child, but two. Next to Ethan appears the face and shoulder of another child. He was absolutely certain there was no one else present, so where could this second child in the picture have come from? One possibility is that Ethan moved while the picture was being taken, causing the resulting photo to blur. However, upon careful comparison of the two children, this explanation doesn't seem likely. First of all, Ethan is wearing a bright red Santa hat that doesn't appear on the ghost child. In addition, the ghost child's bare shoulder is visible, but Ethan is wearing a bright blue shirt. For that matter, where is the rest of the ghost child's body? There's also inconsistencies in the shapes of the hairlines, chins, eyes, and mouths that make it impossible that the second child in the photograph could simply be a blurry version of Ethan.
Karen Root says, looks like the same kid. What do you guys think? I mean, obviously it could be something happening, from another picture. I don't know if it's, just something screwed up with the way this has gotten developed. But if that's real, legit, like it looks like that boy, or say if it was a demon or something, whatever, if it's legitimately real, it looks like it's like trying to enter our realm. You know what I mean? I see differences too, though. You think it's digital, Eric Petersman? Okay. Kel said face looks the same, but nothing else matches. Right. Huh. Interesting. Who knows? All right, let's move on.
Ethan. If this is the case, then who is the ghostly child in this photo? And what was he doing standing so close to Mike's son?
What's up, New England?
When Michelle Midwinter bought her new home in Trowbridge, Wiltshire, the deed didn't say anything about the property coming with creepy ghosts. She didn't find out about that unfortunate part of the deal until she proudly snapped a photo of her new home and shared it on Facebook so her friends could share in her excitement. After she posted the photo, she went back to look at it some more, wanting to admire the beautiful brickwork on the outside of the house. It was then that she noticed a face looking out from the upstairs window. She knew no one was home at the time except for her and her 2-year-old daughter. This was enough to convince her that her new home was haunted. There have been a few unusual occurrences in the house since she and her daughter moved in, such as a clock flying off the wall inexplicably when no one was around. Andrew Jones, a local historian, believes he might know the identity of the ghost caught peering out of Michelle Midwinter's window. He claims that the ghostly face in the photo bears a striking resemblance to Samuel Kent, a factory inspector who once lived and worked in the area. He was the father of Constance Kent, infamous for brutally murdering her 3-year-old brother in 1860 when she was only 16. Could the sorrow and heartache that he experienced in life have caused Samuel Kent to linger on Earth after death? This photo was taken by a young...
So we'll just, we're not even going to get into that last one. It's kind of, straightforward. Yes, no. Do you think there's anything strange going on in that? I don't think we need to spend much time on the last one. So let's move on to this one here. It looks kind of interesting.
Boy who woke up in the middle of the night and thought his sister was playing a prank on him. He soon realized that it wasn't his sister who was staring at him through the door as she was still upstairs sleeping. The girl's skin is pale and she has a lifeless look on her face. She also appears to be wearing a long dress that would look more at home in the 1800s. When the boy screamed, the eerie figure was said to have disappeared from the hallway. In recent
is this part of it?
years, there's been a spate of photos.
All right. So with that last one, I mean, first of all, do you guys want me to replay that so we can get a look at that again? Do you think it's pretty straightforward on it? I think it's creepy too, Kel. Okay, Tim says to forget it. No problem. And let me know which ones you guys want to spend a little time on.
Captured on trail cams that show children seemingly alone in the wilderness late at night. Several viewers have attempted to explain these mysterious sightings by suggesting that they might actually be black-eyed children. In 2013, a camera placed on a deer trail in North Carolina captured this image of a ghost-like girl running through the woods. She's pale and appears to have very long, thin arms. The figure's face is blurry, however, making it difficult to see her eyes. This series of 3 photos first appeared on Reddit in 2013, supposedly taken by user NoDog11's friend's cousin's trail camera. The images show a young child approaching a deer from the thicket.
Giggles.
While many have been quick to dismiss these photos as hoaxes, experts have noted that they don't appear to have been manipulated in any way. The reaction of the deer also lends weight to their authenticity, as it looks genuinely frightened when it spots the approaching figure. Exponents of the photos have noted that the timestamp indicates that they were taken a little after 4 o'clock in the morning. Moreover, the child looks quite young, somewhere between the ages of 5 and 10.
It almost kind of translucent.
This begs the obvious question: why would such a young child be wandering the woods all alone at 4 AM? Could it be possible then that this camera has actually captured photographic evidence of a black-eyed child? This now famous photo of a young girl standing beside 2 deer caused quite a stir when it first appeared online. She looks as though she's dressed for bed and appears to be carrying something under her arm, possibly a blanket or stuffed animal. The startled way the bark is staring at the camera further adds to the uneasy feeling that this image evokes. Several viewers have pointed out that while it's difficult to tell, the young girl's eyes might actually be black and could be reflecting the camera flash the same way the deer's eyes are. What do you think? Why are there so many trail?
So let me come back for this one, because I do want to talk about these. These things are definitely famous. And I have a voice, guys. So there's a lot of them out there, obviously. Some of them are just kids. Like that one, he's like, what is she holding in her arm? It was a hoodie, which you can get an awesome hoodie at my store for Planet 412, guys. It is a very, very, very high quality, heavy duty, kick ass hooded zip up hoodie with the Planet 412 logo on the shoulder or on the chest. BJ has one. If you go to the Facebook group or in the community post, you can see our mods in there modeling some of our merch. The hoodie, how much is the hoodie? I forget. Honestly, Karen, I honestly forget. Just click on the store. It'll bring you right there. Let's see. I want you guys to think about some of these because I've seen a number of them. Some of them come off to me as, like I said, a real person. Kid is going through the woods at night. Maybe it's just, ran away because their parents are fighting or just outside. But they're always in like a nightgown or something like that. Oh, you're welcome, Bonnie. I got Bonnie a new cup. She had lost her. Well, she didn't lose it. She got separated from her coffee mug, and I got her a Planet 4121. You're welcome. Why do you think, if some of those are legit, which some of them look like they could be, why these kids are in that area? I mean, obviously, did they die in that area? Is there a cemetery near? What are your guys' thoughts on that? And I'm also going to kickstart the next video as you guys chat.
Camera photos of children all alone in the woods. Could they be ghosts like some have suggested, or are they just a series of well-planned hoaxes? Or is there actually weight to the idea that these photos prove that strange black-eyed children are roaming the woods late at night? This disturbing photo is said to have been taken by a photographer at Disneyland, who was tasked with posting pictures and video of the Haunted Mansion ride online. The attraction seemed to be working as normal, and at first the photographer thought that the only ghosts they had caught on camera were those designed by Disney's light and animatronics experts. However, when the photographer was reviewing their photos sometime later, they noticed what appeared to be the ghostly face of a little boy peering back at them from one of the doom buggies. The photographer claims that they never saw a little boy of that age on the ride, nor was there anyone near them when they were waiting to board the attraction. What makes this photo even spookier is that back in 1994, a woman supposedly approached the Disney company with a very strange request. She asked if she could spread her deceased 7-year-old son's ashes in the Haunted Mansion,
I agree with you
as
too,
it was
Joe.
his favourite ride. Apparently, it's not an uncommon occurrence for Disney employees to catch people attempting to empty the ashes of loved ones in the park. After all, it is the happiest place on Earth. Not surprisingly, Disney refused the request but agreed to allow the family some extra time on the ride to hold a memorial in the boy's honour. However, during the ride, Disney employees noticed that the family appeared to be throwing something from the side of one of the doom buggies. Assuming it was the boy's ashes, employees quickly shut the ride down and performed a thorough clean of the attraction. Ever since then, guest and cast members have reported strange happenings within the Haunted Mansion. One guest even recalled seeing a small boy running around inside the mansion's ballroom.
Wow.
However, when staff searched the attraction, they were unable to locate anyone. It's said that the most common place to see the boy is at the ride's exit. Several guests have reported offering help to a sobbing child, only to have him suddenly vanish from sight. Could it be possible that the photographer has actually captured proof of the ghost said to wander the Haunted Mansion? Or is it more likely that this creepy tale is little more than a very spooky urban legend?
And El Martino, I agree.
In 2004, a boy took this photo of his family out the front of their home on a bright...
I agree with you, El Martino. And you know what? Some of them might not want to move on. There's been some really, really unfortunate, tragic things that have happened at Disney. Did you guys hear about, I don't even like mentioning it. I can't imagine how you could move on from it when their little boy was snatched by a alligator. People were watching the fireworks, which are real famous there. I've been there a few times with my family, bringing our daughter, and when you're watching these fireworks at the main castle, they used to be able to, people used to be able to get real close to the water, but now they have, like fences and warnings. And that's, an unfortunate situation where that child was taken from her. I would have never let that kid get that close, but, he could be one of them. Um, they're supposed to be, I did see one video, I'll have to look for it, of, who was it? One of the ghost hunting shows did a long investigation in Disney, and they caught a specter of a person walking through near the animal area. That's a real famous one. I know, Eric. That's unbelievable. What do you mean, Karen? Why alligator? Hey, tactical squirrel. How are you? Welcome. So anyway, if you're asking about, the alligator, why alligator? Well, they're all over there, Karen. They hunted a lot of them. So there is a closed down section, like where they built this huge area, to open in Disney, and it either never opened or it just closed quick. And they said that's like these things, that's where they live. They have to go in there and take care of getting rid of a lot of them. And the little boy had come really close to the edge of the water, and it was right there, and took him. Yeah, it's Florida. Agreed. Hey, Carol Ann, the in-between is in the house. How are you, Carol Ann? Welcome. And let's move on to the next video.
Summer's day. At first, no one noticed anything unusual about the picture, and it wasn't until sometime later, when the family were thumbing through an old family album, that they realised there was another figure present in the picture. If you take a closer look at the glass oval in the centre of the front door, you can clearly see what appears to be a young girl dressed in white staring out at the family. The family claimed there was no one else in the house at the time the photo was taken, and that the house itself was only 4 years old. They had purchased it just 6 months after it was built and had never heard of a little girl ever living there. They were completely baffled by the image. The figure has a pale, featureless face and looks strangely out of place, dressed in a long flowing gown on a hot summer's day. Some who have seen the picture believe that the little girl may be a spirit that is somehow attached to the house, while others have suggested that it could be a long-lost deceased relation of the family. What do you think it could be? Love to hear your opinion in the comments section below.
And we'll just move on from this one. We can talk about it as we go. This photo,
sent to us by Andrew on Facebook, appears to show a ghostly figure with a gaunt skeletal face, photobombing a group of children. Present in the photo is Andrew's partner David, who, after suffering an illness, became quite nostalgic and began looking through old photos from his childhood. It was taken on a school trip in the early 90s outside an air raid shelter at a popular war museum in northern England. The eerie figure in the photo went undetected for years until Andrew used an app to enhance the light. David insists that he was standing at the very back of the group and that there was no other member unaccounted for. To this day, the photo freaks David out so much that he won't even look at it. Could it be possible that this photo actually shows the ghost of someone who died at this very air raid shelter? Let us know who or what you think the mysterious figure might be in the comments section below.
And let me stop it real quick. Why do you guys think, I know people have their opinions. There's been a lot of scientific discussion about, why ghosts and supernatural beings seem to show up on film. A lot of the pros, give a great advice. If you're going out, they say you usually will get more, um, pictures of things or recordable events if you go less technologically advanced. So go more old school, and one of those things is the oh, what's it called? It takes the immediate picture, the Polaroid. It pops the film out right away. CTE moment. And do you guys think that picture's legit? Do you think that was really a ghost or just a family member? I don't know.
Franco TV is a YouTuber who explores old abandoned buildings and locations that are thought to be haunted. In February 2019, he released this video in which he's exploring the Evergreen Cemetery in Jacksonville, Florida. The video begins as Franco TV is filming several eerie crypts lined along one of the cemetery's pathways. Suddenly, he hears a faint screeching noise shortly followed by a dull moaning sound.
Something big. I actually saw this on Google Maps when I was seeing this place.
Did you guys
After he's
hear
unable
that?
to see where the sounds were coming from, Franco TV makes his way towards a large mausoleum somewhere in the center of the cemetery. Realizing that it has no door, he decides to go inside. He notices that one of the small compartments that lines the walls appears to have been kicked in. Suddenly, he hears a knocking sound that sounds as if it's coming from inside the tomb.
Now, if
He
that's
calls out,
legit,
"Is there someone there?" But no one answers.
Is there someone there?
As he pans around the room, the camera inadvertently captures a mysterious mist rising into the air, which is shortly followed by more knocking.
interesting.
Spooked, Franco TV decides to leave the mausoleum and continue his exploration of the cemetery. It's now dark outside and he needs to use a flashlight to see where he's going. He makes his way along another path lined with even more graves. The reflection of the flashlight against the headstones creates an eerie experience as he continues his search. Suddenly, he hears crying coming from up ahead, followed by the chilling sound of a children's music box.
Hey, Quicksilver. Welcome.
Hesitantly, he searches for the source of the eerie sounds. Unable to locate them, Franco TV heads back towards the cemetery's entrance. On the way, he approaches the mausoleum and decides to take one final look. As he shines the flashlight towards the entrance, there appears to be a creepy face peeking out from around the corner. The face slowly
that's a
retracts
little
as he
much for
continues
me.
closer. Franco TV calls out, but there's no answer. He shines his light inside the mausoleum, however, there's nothing there. If you zoom in on the footage, you can see that the face appears to be pale and withered like the face of an old man.
What do you guys think of that one? The color
Suddenly,
looks
the
off.
music box begins to play once again. Franco TV runs back to his car and heads for the exit. He drives around for several minutes before realizing that he's actually locked inside the cemetery. Having no other choice, he phones the caretaker, who eventually sends someone down to open the gates.
Eventually.
While Franco TV spends much of his time exploring creepy places, I'm sure that this was one haunted cemetery he couldn't wait to leave.
It's like a black thing.
Okay, so he had me up until the child's music box playing and the person most likely sticking their head out peeking. What do you guys think? And I wanted to say real quick, do you think it's legit, Mary? You think everything here, none of this made you question that? Okay. Carol Ann says looks more like a grasshopper. That's his buddy. Eric Petersman says, I think there's a good chance. Now, Eric, you said you used to work at a few different cemeteries. All mausoleums are creepy. I agree. You said you have catacombs underneath a cemetery that you've worked at. That's wild. Is that like a norm? Like, are there catacombs usually underneath cemeteries? Let's play this next one.
In 2017, a group of women on a hen's party captured these two photos at a remote estate in Scotland. When the images were posted to Reddit, they immediately caused a stir. In the second picture, which was taken just moments after the first, you can clearly see a small boy on the left-hand side staring at the group from behind the chopped logs. After the group looked at the images, they were supposedly so frightened by what they saw that they left the area immediately. Several of the girls did some investigating and discovered that a young boy had died while staying at the nearby Coilette Hotel with his mother. He was said to have drowned after sleepwalking into the murky waters of the lake. According to the owners of the hotel, the boy's presence can still be felt in room 4, and guests have reported belongings going missing and being moved. Some even claim to have seen mysterious wet footprints on the floor as the boy searches the hallways for his mother. Since the child's tragic drowning, he's become known to locals as the Blue Boy, because that's the colour his skin was by the time they eventually pulled him out of the lake.
Oh, man. Now, you know what? In those, hold on.
Sightings of mysterious black-eyed children date as far back as the 19...
I'm glad they brought a black-eyed children video up. I was just thinking about this, but I want to say, you know, in regards to, you know, those situations with children, I mean, can you imagine the energy that is released, you know, or is there, you know, when their ghost is there or their spirit, they're not sure of, you know, where to go. I saw let's see. Somebody had commented something here about the child. I'm trying to find it, but there always seems like there is a child that is present at cemeteries, or something trying to fool you. When David Wolf and I and Carrie had went to the cemetery that we did, as soon as we got there, stuff started happening, and Carrie heard children laughing, which could absolutely, we all know that can be something else. And boy, what a night that was. Unfreaking believable. So I'm sold on cemeteries, man. You want to experience some stuff, find the oldest one you can.
In the 50s, they've recently become more frequent. In September 2014, British newspaper The Daily Star ran 3 front-page stories on alleged sightings of children with black eyes, supposedly connected to the sale of a pub in Cannock Chase, UK. Thought by some to be the most haunted pub in Britain, the Four Crosses Inn was listed on the market for a bargain price. However, no one seemed interested in purchasing it. Paranormal expert Chris Arnold said, "We've experienced so much there, but a piano playing by itself on command was the most dramatic." A former staff member who was tasked with opening the pub one day claimed that she was left terrified after discovering 2 neatly placed roses on a seat in the ladies' toilets.
Wow.
As she turned to exit the room, a large candelabrum had somehow moved and was now blocking her escape. While no one is certain what's causing these mysterious events, several patrons claim to have seen a young girl dressed in tattered clothing with black eyes in the downstairs bar. When the young girl is spotted, she is said to disappear through the wall. Recently, Cannock Chase has been home to many sightings of black-eyed children, perhaps the most famous of which was made by a woman who had seen a young girl dressed in tattered clothing with black eyes in the downstairs bar. When the young girl is spotted, she is said to disappear through the wall. Recently, Cannock Chase has been home to many sightings of black-eyed children, perhaps the most famous of which was made by a woman who claimed to have heard the screams of a young child coming from the forest while
Rosie,
out hiking with her daughter.
thank you, but it's your
The pair
birthday.
quickly ran towards the screams. As they stopped to catch their breath, the woman turned to see a young girl standing behind them. The girl was completely still and had her hands
Thank
covering
you.
her eyes. When the woman asked if the little girl was alright, she didn't say a word. She just slowly lowered her arms, revealing coal black eyes. No iris, no white, nothing. Terrified, the woman grabbed her daughter. She then turned to face the black-eyed girl once more, but she had completely vanished. In the late 1960s, Cannock Chase became famous as the site of a series of grisly murders. The remains of 3 young girls were found buried in the woodland after going missing in the area. Many believe that the black-eyed girl of Cannock Chase is actually the restless spirit of one of those girls. In 2015, YouTuber Furious Otter uploaded this creepy footage, thought by many to show proof of the black-eyed girl's existence. As the drone flies above a wooded area in Cannock Chase, the camera spots a figure moving among
this
the
is a
dense
famous
thicket.
one.
The drone heads in for a closer look and reveals what appears to be a young girl in a long white dress. As is often the case with sightings of black-eyed children, it's difficult to prove that the footage is genuine,
Hey,
and
Ron.
skeptics note that videos like these could quite easily be faked. Despite these claims, many believers still regard this video as proof
I
that a
know,
young girl
Josie,
with black
it's
eyes
getting
does
there.
indeed roam the woodlands of Cannock Chase.
So answer me this,
When a young
guys.
woman took a series of photos of her son,
I want to talk about the black-eyed kids for just like 2 minutes. Excuse me. What do you guys think? I mean, there is a lot of instances out there of black-eyed kids, of people having experiences, quite a few times in their car. And, all of a sudden, bam, somebody's knocking on their window, begging them for a ride or, whatever. And the people who didn't have, them come get in or anything smartly did say they felt like they were in a trance. The one guy, I forget, that was on, it might have been These Woods Are Haunted. It was one of those Discovery Plus shows. And he said, my hand went towards the door. I was about to open it and let them in. And then I just kind of snapped out of it and was like, what am I doing? They were saying, oh, it's not like we don't have a gun. And they said that, the voice was like weird. And let's see. New England Dirt Roadie, you think that black-eyed kids are vampire children? I mean, that's very possible. Kel as creepy vampire, no, as creepy as dolls too. OG Wonka, how are you? Thank you very much. And we appreciate you being part of the 412 community. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I know. I actually know someone who had an experience with supposed black-eyed kids. They were knocking on their door and kept trying to get them to come in, and she said that she almost let them in. So, who knows? Okay, Jesse, I got you. Well, thank you again for that. I really appreciate it. Anybody not click the like button, please take your time to do that tonight. It would help immensely.
she was shocked to discover she had captured something more.
Thank you.
Over the boy's right shoulder, you can clearly see a dark figure walking across the carpet. The figure is about the size of the boy, and if you look closely, you can make out legs, which even cast a shadow across the floor.
Wow.
The apparition.
Let's take a look at this one, guys. But as we do, I wanted to let's see. Mary Sunshine said one of the black-eyed children said to somebody, "It's food time. Ooh, let me in." They talk really weird. Yeah, they're supposed to be. I caught that, Mary. They're supposed to have like a synthesized or weird kind of noise that accompanies them when they talk. Yeah, it's supposed to be, really freaky. Mary made a good point that we've spoken about on here. If you think you're having, high strangeness around your home, don't put a welcome mat that says welcome, because you're inviting them in. I still think that's a catch kind of 22. I don't know if that would let them in. Somebody had asked a question too, and I'll get back to the video in one sec, that if it was like a skinwalker, somebody was, pretending to be a human and they were a police officer and they had a search warrant, would that allow them to get into the house? I don't think it would. I still think that they would have to get permission to get in there. This picture is really interesting. Moving on to it. It absolutely looks like there is something back there. The shape of a person or a child. Very, very freaky. You guys think this is legit? Thank you very much, Scott. I really appreciate that, brother. Thank you. That's awesome. You are the best. So going back again, do you guys think this is legit? I mean, this one looks legit to me. Let's see. New England, keep a bucket of holy water over the doorway. I'm sure your wife or husband would appreciate that. Louise, hey, Louise, or people pass them on the road in their car and then somehow pass them. Yes, and pass them again 5 miles later. Yeah, Scott, I agree. I think it's legit. Let's move on, or let it play.
Has no distinguishable facial features and you can see the sofa straight through it. When the image first appeared online, skeptics suggested that the ghostly figure could be simply another child that had been blurred by the camera's slow shutter speed. The woman said it wasn't possible, however, as there was no one else in the house at the time the photos were taken. What do you think this photo was captured? Has the young mother actually photographed a ghost child walking around her living room? Elaine McMonigal and her 3 children once lived in an apartment in Alexandria, Scotland. During their time there, they experienced occasional paranormal events. The experiences were mostly harmless. Lights would turn on and off, and their belongings would turn up in places other than where they had left them. Every once in a while, they would see shadows moving across one of the glass doors that made them think that creepy ghosts were walking on the other side. Elaine's daughter Hayley claimed that a little boy would come into her room and jump on her bed with her, but Elaine assumed she was just a little girl with an overactive imagination. Elaine is no stranger to the paranormal either. When she was a child living with her mother and grandparents, she felt as if creepy ghosts were living among them. She would often feel mysterious hands brushing her hair or hear breathing in an empty room. She even talked about long dead people she had never met. It seems she may have passed down her sensitivity for the paranormal to her daughter.
Go with that.
After the family moved,
happens.
Elaine was feeling nostalgic for the old apartment. She decided to use Google Street View to look at photos of their old home. As she perused the images, she noticed something shocking: the face of a ghostly little boy peering out from one of the windows. Could this be the very child that young Hayley used to play with in her bedroom? Elaine doesn't know for sure, but after seeing evidence of the ghost in the Google photos, she may be less likely to dismiss her daughter's stories about invisible playmates.
Agreed, Louise. I was thinking about that just recently, about how you have so many generations of children, my friend Billy, or, my weird friend, whatever, that I bring food to from the kitchen that, my son or daughter, they're 4 years old, 5 years old. There's no way they could be eating all that food. How is it disappearing? Or, like I said, oh, my friend, blah, 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 blah. How many of those are really, supernatural beings? Kids are their abilities are really amped up when they're young. They get older, and a lot of them lose it, unfortunately. But yeah, I agree. Again, I'm just agreeing with Louise. Made a great comment. She had said people pass them on the road in the car and see them 5 miles later. I wanted to go back to that about black-eyed children and other kinds of specters. Let's see. Das German says, why is all food disappearing and why did mom gain 20 pounds? Must have been a ghost, right? Or oh God, who let one? Oh, it was the dog, or it was the ghost.
Wisps of ghosts and suggestions of spirits can send the mind into overdrive, but there's something about corporeal spirits that is utterly shocking. Some paranormal enthusiasts say you have to be fast to capture a spirit. They tend to be there 1 second and gone the next. Most people who capture these eerie photos will swear no one else was in the room with them. Yet, things are very different when it comes to a corporeal being. In Lisa Venezia's case, the phenomenon occurred in a photo taken at her cousin's Sweet 16 party in Brick, New Jersey. If you look closely, there's a little girl hiding in the darkness in the corner. Lisa asserts that no one involved in the photo had any idea who the little girl hiding behind the rack of coats in the corner could have been. Nearly shrouded in darkness, the girl is nevertheless fairly easy to make out. Rather than a shadow or a simple reflection, it seems quite clear that the girl truly was present in the corner. In this case, the corporeal being is nothing short of mystifying. Upon looking back at the photo, Lisa says, "It's just a freaky image that nobody can explain." The girl's identity is unknown among the guests. It leaves us to question if the ghost may have been some unknown family member or a previous resident of that home. However, her identity will likely always remain a mystery.
What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think
In
that
2013,
that picture right there, the last one, was, legit? Or do you think that it was
photo,
just,
Lisa
one
says,
of the mom's
"It's just a
kids?
freaky image that nobody can explain." The girl's identity is unknown among the guests.
I mean, it looks like a real person to me. I'm going to be honest with you. She's wearing or using, some blankets or something. I don't know. I mean, you would absolutely remember, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't really buy that one. All right, let me start this right at the beginning.
In 2013, a woman by the name of Luann Sakuro claimed that she had experienced many strange things while living in her Ravenna, Ohio residence. Sakuro, who had lived in the house for more than 20 years, said that she had heard the mysterious voice of a child and believed that the ghost of a young girl was roaming her hallways at nighttime. She'd even heard strange noises coming from her closets and doorknobs jiggling. This photo was taken by her son some years earlier, and it appears to show a ghostly, childlike face peering out of one of the living room windows. After seeing this photo, Sakuro said, "I feel that this image is a very good photo of something paranormal caught on camera. A very disturbing photo. It appears to be an image of a child. I believe the image in the photograph shows what's in our home." Is this photo evidence that Luann Sakuro's house is actually haunted by a ghost of a little girl? What do you think this photo was captured? Let us know in the comments section below.
I don't know.
The story behind this photo is as sad as it is disturbing. The photo has been retold over the years as the tale of the ghost that screamed, and 30 years later it's still causing a stir. The origin of this story dates back to a 1984 car accident involving 4 teenagers. The exact circumstances leading to the crash are unknown, however, some have blamed the winding roads. Regardless of the cause, the teens lost control of their vehicle that night. They hit a curb and crashed into nearby trees. As fate would have it, 3 of the 4 teens survived the crash. It proved fatal for the boy in the front passenger seat. At just 16 years old, the teen boy tragically lost his life. What followed was a routine police inspection complete with photos capturing the scene of the accident. Not having witnessed anything abnormal at the time, the police officer sent the photos off to be developed. However, what the police department found in those photos was distressing. The first signs of supernatural interference were floating red and yellow dots visible in many of the photos. However, they wouldn't go on to raise any red flags on their own. But one of the photos in question would haunt those who saw it for the rest of their lives. The photo seems to have captured the boy's spirit yelling in agony. There's a disturbed face visible and clear. Some even believe you can see the outline of a brown Labrador. Some say it's the very same dog that belonged to the boy recently deceased. Skeptics involved had to admit it seemed the photos captured 2 unique spirits. There's the boy himself in agony after the accident, and the boy's pet there to guide his soul.
Yeah, that's very
This
believable.
photo was taken by a couple whose cat kept hissing at the patio door. Every time they got up to inspect, there didn't seem to be anything there. They decided to take a photo to see if they could catch whatever it was the cat was hissing at. When they uploaded the image to their computer, they couldn't believe what they had captured. In the photo, there appears to be a little girl staring into the house. She is pale and vapor-like and looks to be wearing some sort of period dress. The cat looks as though it can clearly see the ghostly figure as it arches its back, hissing at the window. Many believe that animals can see things that humans can't, and that they have a heightened sensitivity to the paranormal. The couple, who are obviously shaken by the photo, said they had no idea who the little girl was. Their house was believed to be very old, so it's possible that the mysterious figure may have once been a resident. Whatever it is the couple have captured in this photo, I'm sure they'll pay closer attention to where their cat is looking from now on. This creepy clip uploaded to DocuMystery's YouTube channel in April 20.
And guys, we've talked about the animal thing many times in here. Same thing with children, that they are extremely sensitive. And, you know, I would really give children and animals a lot more leeway when, you know, they say they see something strange or the animal is acting strange instead of you shutting the dog or the cat up.
'14 shows footage supposedly captured during a routine maintenance inspection on the old Tower of Terror ride at the Disney California Adventure Park. As the employee carries out his inspection on the ride, which is now the Guardians of the Galaxy mission breakout, an eerie figure suddenly appears behind him.
That's weird.
It's only visible for a split second before it vanishes once again.
You know what though, guys?
While some viewers have pointed out that the figure could simply be the result of light that is emitted during the ride,
I think that that's like a hologram behind him, because the guy with the glasses is like looking kind of, you know, behind him from the front, like maybe there's a screen or something, or something happens if that hologram comes down. I don't know. I just get a sense maybe that's part of the ride. I agree, Das German. It looks fake.
it's certainly hard to deny that the figure does indeed look human. You can clearly make out its upper body, neck, face, and even its eyes. As the footage continues, another ghostly apparition can be seen on the ride. This time it appears to be sitting in one of the seats to the left, and looks as though it has its arms in front and one leg folded over
See,
the other.
this proves there's a hologram thing going on there, I think.
It's long been rumoured that one of the Disney cast members hired to play the bellhop on the Tower of Terror ride suddenly died during a shift. Ever since then, the employee's ghost is reported to have been seen in and around the attraction. Could it be possible then that this video has actually captured proof that the ghostly bellhop is still haunting this popular Disney ride? In October 2009, Samuel Harmsworth uploaded this unsettling footage to YouTube, which also appears to show a ghostly figure lurking by the Tower of Terror. Just as the elevator is about to drop, you can clearly see what appears to be a person sitting on the outside of the ride. The figure then briefly stands up before suddenly vanishing. While some have labelled this video a hoax, many paranormal researchers believe that it further proves that there is indeed a ghost haunting the Tower of Terror ride. If you or someone you know has ever had a spooky encounter on this ride, we'd love to hear about it in the comments section below. When this unnamed parent checked her baby monitor to make sure her son was sleeping, she got a horrible fright. She quickly grabbed her phone and captured this image. Next to her sleeping son is the disembodied face of another child staring straight into the baby monitor. When this photo first surfaced, skeptics were quick to discredit it by saying that the face could simply belong to a brother or sister who had crept into the crib through the night. However, the woman was quick to mention that the sleeping boy was an only child, and that there was no other children at the house at the time.
Damn,
Other viewers also
That's
pointed out
hilarious.
that even if the face did belong to another child, how did they manage to climb into the sleeping boy's crib? And more importantly, where is the child's body? In 2013, Hannah Bartler snapped this terrifying photo while on a ghost walk in the Foreshore woodlands of Yorkshire, UK.
And I haven't
Her tour
obviously
guide
stopped
pointed
them
out a
all,
tree
guys.
where several people had claimed to have seen the ghost of a young orphan girl.
I obviously haven't stopped them all for obvious reasons. Not all of them need stopped, and we can discuss as we go. But some of these definitely have, you know, a real quality to them. Not all of them. And again, going back, everybody who's commenting on that ride, absolutely holograms.
Looking out to sea, waiting for her father to return. At first, Butler didn't see anything by the tree, but took several photos anyway. As she continued her walk, she began flicking through the images, and that's when she realized that she had captured something terrifying. There, standing by the tree, was a young girl in a white dress with jet black eyes. "I started freaking out," Butler said. "I was so shocked I started crying and had to leave." Even her partner, Chris Billings, who was normally skeptical when it comes to things like this, was at a loss to explain the picture. Since taking the photo, Butler has been plagued by reoccurring dreams of the girl with the black eyes. She says she's now scared to enter dark
That's a
rooms,
creepy
afraid
picture.
that the little girl will be waiting for her in the corner.
It could be makeup.
When this photo first appeared online, it immediately attracted significant attention.
Hold on. I'm going to go back to that picture and we're going to expand on that just a tiny bit. Now, obviously, guys, that can be very, very easily, you know, a person, you know, doing that for the camera. But what is your sense, guys? Louise, you think baby monitors are creepy? And what does a ghost do in the woods? Ask them if you ever go and you're having experiences. Well, if girls, if you guys could put up my return to the steel mill video for OG Wonka, there's something extremely interesting there that I think you would like to see in that video. And then I am going to be releasing my cemetery cut of when me and David Wolf and Carrie went to a 1800s cemetery in the Cleveland, Ohio area. And I mean, it speaks for itself. It's insane. And I did see OG some things that I just thought it was like a person for a split second. So we got you. And
in the corner.
I don't know. Again, I mean, guys, what do you think? And then I'm looking at, if you look at my pointer real quick, like this bulge here, like, is that her shoulder? Are there wings back there? Or I don't know. It's just a weird pic. Looks odd.
When this photo first appeared online, it immediately attracted significant attention. The woman and her daughter are posing for a picture in front of the famous ship the Star of India, docked at the Maritime Museum in San Diego Harbor. The photo, which was taken by the woman's father, looks to have captured a young girl dressed in white on the outer side of the guard railing.
How you doing,
the woman
PJ?
claims that her father waited for all passerbys to move before taking the photo, and that no members of her family could remember seeing the girl at the time. Making the photo even more unsettling is the fact that on the other side of the guardrail, there's a 6-foot drop straight into the harbour below. Who is this mysterious girl, and how is she managing to stay afloat above the water? Could it be the ghost of a child that tragically died at sea? Love to hear what you think is going on in this photo. In March 2015, Bruce Edwards uploaded this video to his YouTube channel. He claims that the footage was captured on a cell phone from an actual news broadcast of an accident seen on TV. A mysterious figure slowly emerges from the bushes that has a gaunt, pale complexion and sunken, jet black eyes. When the footage first surfaced...
OG, by the way, I saw your comment about the bulge and sweatpants. You're safe with me if that's what's going on, trust me.
Opinions on the figure's identity were divided. Some thought it was a ghost or even possibly the Grim Reaper coming for the souls of those in the accident. However, others suggested that the creature might actually be an adult version of a black-eyed child. What do you think this mysterious creature could be? Love to hear your opinions in the comments section below. This photo was captured by a woman in Dartmoor, England in 2002. At first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything strange about it. That is until you hear the chilling backstory. The woman was sitting in her car with her partner watching the ponies in a nearby field when she decided to take some photos. It was raining outside, so she leaned out the window of the car to get the picture. When the pair reviewed their photos later that evening, they were stunned to see a young girl with blonde hair patting the horse. The woman claimed that there was no one else in the area at the time the photo was taken, and they had definitely not seen a young girl in the field. If you take a closer look at the girl in the image, you can see that her arm is unusually thin and she has long wispy fingers draped down the side of the horse. The area where this picture was taken is infamous for strange ghost sightings. In the 1920s, a series of fatal accidents occurred along a nearby stretch of road. One survivor told authorities that as he was travelling along the road, he suddenly felt a pair of rough, hairy hands wrench at the steering wheel, causing him to swerve off the road. Another couple reported being attacked by a ghostly hand while camping in the area that only disappeared after the woman used her fingers to make the sign of the cross. Over time, these and other bizarre sightings have become known as the ghostly hands of Dartmoor. Could it be possible that this budding photographer has actually captured proof that there is ghosts haunting the area?
Looks like a little kid.
This video, first uploaded to Fantastic Daily's YouTube channel, shows a man attempting to summon a black-eyed child, using an isolated low-frequency signal that he believes the children use to communicate with. To test this theory, the YouTuber sets up a computer near an open window that repeats the sound over and over while a camera records the front porch overnight. When nothing unusual happens, the YouTuber decides to increase the volume of the recording and try again. At about 3:20 AM on the second night, something trips the porch's motion sensor light, However, the camera fails to see what it was. On nights 3 and 4, the camera captures nothing. However, on the 5th night, the porch light is tripped once again. This time, there's a young child with coal black eyes peering eerily through the window. The YouTuber is awoken by strange noises and heads outside to investigate. Using his phone, he scans the porch, but there's nothing there. He then decides to get in his car and drive down the road, but once again fails to locate the creature. Later, when the YouTuber reviews the footage, he's shocked to discover that the creepy figure was actually standing on his porch for over an hour. When this video first surfaced, it caused quite a stir within the paranormal community. Some claim it's proof that black-eyed children really do exist. Skeptics, on the other hand, were quick to point out that the footage could have easily have been staged.
Yep.
So what do you think? Is this video real or a well-made fake? Without further information, we may never know. In February 2017, a council official in the Spanish town of Vegas del Ganil captured this unsettling image in the local town hall. The photo shows what appears to be a young girl standing in the middle of the hallway. The official, who was working through the night, claimed that he suddenly felt the air in his office become very cold. When he got up to go to the bathroom, he heard a strange sound coming from the end of the corridor. Fearing that there were thieves in the building, he decided to use his phone to take a photo. He briefly glanced at the image and saw that there was no one there. However, when he reviewed the photo sometime later, he noticed that he had captured what appeared to be a young girl staring back at him. The man showed the picture to several of his colleagues who admitted to having similar experiences while working in the building. The staff urged the mayor of the town to hire a priest or ghost hunters to investigate, but the mayor remained skeptical of the claims, saying, "How can I justify hiring a medium when I have residents without electricity?" If you want to see some more scary ghost sightings caught on camera, then check out that link on the top there. Otherwise, there's a...
And thank you, Callan from Slapped Ham. He does an absolutely fabulous job on his channel. Definitely one of my favorite channels. We know Kel loves that. So thank you, Josie, again. Yeah, so do I, Josie. I can't wait for the day that I can say goodbye. Let's see. We're going to go to the next video here of Josie's choice tonight because it is her birthday. So let's go on. That was a good video, so thank you, Joe. Caught on camera, the black-eyed children.
If you're looking for something absolutely terrifying,
Hold on. And
if you're looking for something absolutely terrifying to check out, keep watching, but pray these things never come looking for you. One of the most terrifying demonic manifestations in existence is that of when they appear as children. In this case, specifically the black-eyed children. I've said it many times, there are no ghosts, especially children ghosts. There are things out there that are going around pretending to be children with dark eyes.
Of course
very
we are,
unnatural
Tim.
eyes. The creepy thing is they always come asking for permission. They ask to get into your home, into your car, and ultimately into your life. I'm going to show you a picture of one. And these things you'll know if you encounter because they almost sound robotic, and you can tell in their eyes. They're dark, evil eyes.
Okay. Well, all right. I'm glad I stopped it there. Hold on a sec. Looking at that fully expanded, what is your initial response? Now, the child is looking down. So right away, you're going to get shadows inside of the eye area just from looking down. I mean, I don't really see much that makes me believe that this could be paranormal. I'm not saying it's not, but yeah. Let's see. Lake Vampire Lore have permission. Tim Houston, Matt, the whole point, right? She's looking down, so the eyes don't show, shadows only. Louise says Chinese, Dutch German, scarier than black-eyed women who almost every time find their way to your bank account, even without permission. uh, Eric says the contrast is turned up. Yeah.
If you're looking for something absolutely
proof
terrifying to check
of that could be, what they're saying. All right, let's move on to the next vid. This one is ghost truck real dash cam footage, craziest thing ever.
This is the scariest and craziest thing that's ever happened to me driving at night as a trucker. And I got it on dash cam, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Now it's coming up here, so watch the white line, the dotted white line. Just keep watching.
I'm gonna have to have this
It's gonna
song
blow your
removed.
mind. Keep watching. Man, this scared the heck out of me.
Okay,
It's coming
Cal.
soon. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's right after this rig. Keep watching. As soon as this rig passes. Yeah. Ooh. Man, this scared me so bad. Make sure you put in comments what you think this is, because it blew my mind. It seemed like I was the only one to notice it. Now you're going to see some really weird fog coming up here. And then...
Oh, that's strange. What was that? Whoa!
I think it was a ghost truck. What do you guys think? This is the scariest and crazy...
Okay, Eric says this seems like a digital or video glitch. I've seen video of
I think it was a ghost truck. What do you guys think?
Like mist or like
this is the scariest and
they talk about that, but
it seemed like I was the only one
about the truck in the road, but the way that other stuff looks definitely could be possible. Dosh German, sorry, I have a video shoot behind me. The scene where I take a shot of whiskey had to be shot 7 times. Oh, that had to be bad. Bye, Mary. It was good to see you. I'm so happy that you came by. You're always welcome here and missed when you're not. Thanks again.
Notice it. Now you're going to see some really weird fog coming up here.
Yeah, so I mean, what do you guys think of that? I'm sure you are after 7, Doss German. I agree, Carol Ann. That fog that's the thing that grabs me right there. Yeah, I agree, Carol Ann. I'm right with you. Be safe, Mary. Yeah, wow, that's weird.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that part. I mean, it could be too. But this mist or whatever.
Now you're going to see some really weird fog.
train is travelling slowly through the Australian countryside. Even though it's broad daylight, a misty white apparition manifests and bizarrely appears to slowly take the shape of a human in a long white dress. It then walks slowly across the tracks. The train is travelling slowly through the Australian countryside. Even though it's broad daylight, a misty white apparition manifests and bizarrely appears to slowly take the shape of a human in a long white dress. It then walks slowly across the tracks.
The video was recorded by a surveillance camera in one of the country houses. In the footage, an unidentifiable creature with white eyes starts breaking something that resembles a wooden fence, looks directly at the camera, and then disappears. The video was recorded by a surveillance camera in one of the country houses. In the footage, an unidentifiable creature with white eyes starts breaking something that resembles a wooden fence, looks directly at the camera, and then disappears.
What do you guys think of this one?
The video was recorded by a surveillance camera in one of the country houses. In the footage, an unidentifiable creature with white eyes starts breaking.
Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me right now? Because my mic is on. Maybe I have to refresh. Hold on. Okay, I just refreshed anyway. So what do you guys think of this one? Oh, I've seen this. Sorry. My screen froze. This is fake as hell. This whoever this is was in their garage, which the door is like breaking down from being old, and they like break pieces out and look in the holes and things like that. Yeah, no, this is not real. Yeah, I figured it out. Carol Ann, thank you. All right, let me bring the next one up, guys. Next one is, oh, good one. 10 real Dogman sightings. Hold on, no sound.
In the late 1970s, a chilling piece of evidence emerged that sent shockwaves through the paranormal community and further fueled the legend of the Michigan Dogman. The Gable film, a seemingly innocuous home movie shot on 8mm film, captured a day of winter fun that quickly turned into a nightmare. The grainy footage with its dated hairstyles and vehicles lulled viewers into a false sense of normalcy as people enjoyed snow vehicles and worked on a truck while a dog ran around occasionally displaying signs of unease. The tranquility was shattered when the camera, now filming from a moving vehicle, spotted a strange creature in the snow-covered landscape. As the curious cameraman exited the vehicle to get a better view, the unthinkable happened. The creature charged at him with terrifying speed, and the camera was violently tossed around before coming to rest on its side, leaving viewers with a haunting final image and an abrupt end to the film. While skeptics claim the Gable film is nothing more than an elaborate hoax, others believe it to be genuine evidence of the Michigan Dogman's existence. Some suggest that the film's owners, fearing
the man who made it, came out and said it's a hoax. He showed how he had half his body cut off and he made a hole in the ground, and yeah, 100% hoax. I actually, just real quick, like when the person's down running on the ground, I was like, that looks like a person on all fours. People are like, no, that's an animal.
Ridicule, or worse, have chosen to deny its authenticity as a means of self-preservation. Regardless of one's beliefs, the Gable film remains a disturbing and enigmatic piece of the Dogman puzzle, forever etched into the minds of those who have witnessed its unsettling content. In the stillness of a Michigan night in 1994, a young girl's innocent Christmas joy turned into a chilling encounter that would forever be etched in her memory. Armed with a new pair of rollerblades, the 13-year-old eagerly set out to explore the paved road that bordered her family's property, surrounded by dense woods that seemed to hold secrets of their own. As she glided along the road, the girl noticed an eerie absence of the usual sounds of nature. No birds chirped, no leaves rustled, just an unsettling stillness that hung heavy in the air. Deciding to take a moment's rest, she settled onto her stomach in the middle of the road, her eyes drawn to a rustling in the underbrush.
I want to check something here. Is this all AI, this video? Oh, no, there's something right here, I think. Hold on.
Stretch into an eternity. The creature rose.
Okay, so this is more storytelling right here. Let me move ahead, because there are some instances. I think it's this one.
Deity Anubis. The on-away photos emerged, depicting a creature with a man's body and a wolf's head, sparking debate among experts. Some claimed evidence of manipulation, while others insisted on their authenticity. The Dogman's mystery grew, with sightings continuing and speculation about its origins. Face-to-face encounters left an indelible mark on those who experienced them. In 2004, the Michigan Dogman remained a captivating and unsettling legend, earning its place in American folklore as a reminder of the strange and inexplicable.
You the man, Tim.
In the serene wilderness near Tellico Lake, East Tennessee, a hiker's backtrail camera captured a few frames of what might be a Dogman on September 5, 2015. The setup, consisting of a Sony HD camera strapped to the shoulder, filmed the trail behind the hiker.
Any of you that want to be heading out and doing investigations, getting your feet dirty, you have some GoPros. I recommend having two, one ahead of you, and then put the other one facing back. That is so smart.
The still images from the footage depict a creature that resembles the elusive cryptid known as the Dogman, sparking intrigue and speculation about the existence of this legendary being in the region. In 2020, in the Australian outback, a fisherman named John experienced a terrifying encounter that would haunt his dreams for months. The peaceful solitude of his Boxing Day kayak fishing trip was shattered by the sound of something stalking him through the dense bush, matching each stroke of his paddle with a heavy stride. Fear gripped his heart as he realized this was no ordinary animal, but a creature that defied explanation. Trembling hands fumbled for a camera, capturing a blurry image of what John believes to be a Dogman, a half-human, half-canine monstrosity straight out of the nightmare. The creature's deafening roar and labored breathing echoed through the wilderness as John frantically paddled to escape, guided by an otherworldly voice warning him to flee or face certain death. Though he escaped with his life, the memory of the Australian Dogman would forever be seared into John's mind.
So, real quick, girls, if you could throw up the link to my Hellier video with the Dogman that I caught, and I actually had some help seeing that from Josie. If you could throw that up, I'd appreciate it.
chilling reminder that some legends may be more than mere myth. In a groundbreaking development, Brazilian researchers captured a stunning nighttime video of an alleged Dogman in 2022. The footage, filmed using a high-powered flashlight, provides an unparalleled look at the mysterious creature.
That's fake.
The video shows a tall bipedal figure with canine features and a muscular, fur-covered body. Leading cryptozoologists have analyzed the
It's so wonderful that you mentioned Scott Carpenter, Tactical Squirrel. He really pioneered a lot of things. He's one of the first people to think about, putting the camera like that. I know it seems simple, but people didn't think of it until the first person started doing it. Absolutely, Josh German, I will. While this is playing, I will. I hate this video right here so much. It's so fake.
Footage and deemed it authentic, marking a significant milestone in Dogman research. The anonymous researcher's contribution has ignited excitement within the cryptozoological community, ushering in a new era of investigation into this elusive creature. In a remarkable turn of events, a group of Brazilian adventurers captured stunning video footage of what appears to be a Dogman during a nighttime.
Scott Carpenter really started to bring the attention to everyone about Dogman, and I'm so thankful what he did in his short time on this planet. So yeah, God rest his soul.
Expedition in 2-23. The high-quality video, filmed using advanced low-light cameras, offers an unparalleled glimpse into the world of this enigmatic creature. The footage shows a towering bipedal figure moving through the dense jungle with an eerie grace, its canine features and powerful fur-covered body clearly visible in the moonlight. The creature's glowing eyes and confident strides suggest a level of intelligence and self-awareness that has rarely been captured on camera before. As the video began to circulate among cryptozoological circles, experts from around the globe were quick to weigh in on its authenticity. After meticulous analysis, the consensus among the community is clear. This footage represents one of the most compelling pieces of evidence for the existence of the Dogman to date. The Brazilian team behind the video has chosen to keep their identities private, but their contribution to the field of Dogman research cannot be understated. This footage has reignited the passion of enthusiasts worldwide and sparked a new wave of interest in the study of this mysterious creature. As the world of cryptozoology buzzes with excitement, one thing is certain: the Brazilian Dogman video of 2023 will go down in history as a pivotal moment in the search for proof of this elusive being's existence. In a jaw-dropping video that has taken the cryptozoological world by storm in 2023, a group of intrepid explorers in Paraguay have captured what may be the most compelling footage of a Dogman to date. The video, shot from the perspective of the brave individuals who encountered the creature, shows a monstrous being lurking near a swing set in a remote location. Upon closer inspection, it becomes clear that the creature is no mere trick of the light or a product of clever editing. The Dogman appears to be interacting with the swing set, its massive hand, or paw, moving one of the swings with an almost playful intent. What makes this footage truly remarkable is the sheer size of the beast. Even while hunched over, it seems to be nearly as tall as the swing set itself, which typically stands at an impressive 8 feet.
Yeah, it's a little
Initial
weird.
reactions to the footage were mixed, with some dismissing it as a hoax. However, as cryptozoologists and Dogman enthusiasts began to study the video more closely, a consensus emerged. This is a genuine creature, captured on camera in its natural habitat. The attention to detail, such as the creature's hunched posture, which aligns with numerous eyewitness reports, lends further credence to the video's authenticity. The brevity of the footage leaves us yearning for more, but it is easy to understand why the cameraman might have had to make a hasty retreat in the face of such an imposing and potentially dangerous being. Despite its short duration, this video from Paraguay has already become a landmark in the study of Dogman phenomenon in 2023, providing researchers and enthusiasts with a tantalizing glimpse into the world of this elusive and mysterious creature. As the cryptozoological community continues to analyze and discuss this groundbreaking footage, one thing is certain: the hunt for the Dogman has reached a new level of intensity in 2023, and the world watches with bated breath to see what further revelations may come to light in the wake of this astonishing discovery. In a spine-chilling tale that has sent shockwaves through the town of Lyons, Wisconsin in 2023, local resident Ron Rice has come forward with a harrowing account of not one, but two encounters with the infamous Beast of Bray Road. The sightings, which occurred just 2 weeks apart, have reignited interest in the legendary creature and prompted a new wave of speculation among cryptozoologists and enthusiasts alike. Rice, a Lake Geneva resident who frequently travels to Lyons for work, was going about his routine.
Hey girls, can you put up my Joe Barger interview too?
Routine of dropping off fertilizer at a farm on Highway 36 when he first laid eyes on the beast.
Just a quick warning, guys, that is an old interview. I did not have a good mic, and the beginning of that interview is really screwed up because Joe is a truck driver, as you just saw, and he was actually at a truck stop with his window cracked and trucks around him, and he didn't know what was going on with his Bluetooth. So there's a lot of yuck at the beginning. That wasn't my fault. Just warning you.
It was broad daylight, and Rice was sitting in his truck when a figure in the distance, some 150 feet away, caught his attention. What he saw defied belief.
Thank you,
a
squirrel.
massive, brown, hairy creature, standing over 7 feet tall, emerged from the dense woods, picked something up, and then quickly retreated back into the foliage. 2 weeks later, as if to confirm that his initial sighting was no mere trick of the mind, Rice encountered the beast again in the very same location. Once more, the creature emerged from the woods, only to vanish moments later, leaving Rice stunned and shaken. The Beast of Bray Road has long been a part of local lore, with tales of the werewolf-like creature dating back to 1936. However, it was a series of sightings in the late 1980s and early 1990s that truly cemented the beast's place in the annals of cryptozoology. Since then, sporadic sightings have continued to fuel the...
Now, real quick, I'm going to redo and update some of those older interviews, guys, so that you guys have, a better look and things. But I wanted to stop it right here on this picture because this is a really famous one. This is the one that's not the clearest right there, but supposedly this whatever, a lot of people think it was a skinwalker because you could see the bones in its arms and muscles and stuff. And they said, that this thing, whoever took the pictures had talked about it and said that, it looked like it was, changing. So a lot of people think that that was, if it was real, it was a skinwalker and not a Dogman.
legend.
Oops.
With
Come on,
the most recent report prior to Rice's encounters coming in 2018, when Danny Morgan captured a blurry photograph of the creature. As news of Ron Rice's sighting spreads through the community and beyond, the town of Lyon finds itself once again at the center of a captivating mystery. Cryptozoologists and Dogman enthusiasts are sure to descend upon the area, eager to uncover more evidence of the beast's existence and to delve deeper into the enduring legend of the Beast of Bray Road. In a world grappling with the challenges of a global...
And guys, you can go over to the in-between and see Carol Ann's video on Joe Barger. People are asking about that right now, so make sure you go over there and check it out as well.
Pandemic and social unrest, tales of the supernatural and the unexplained offer a welcome respite.
I appreciate
a chance to ponder the mysteries that lie just beyond the boundaries of our understanding. And as the story of Ron Rice's encounters with the Beast of Bray Road continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the legend of this enigmatic creature will continue to captivate the imaginations of people far and wide for years to come, in a stunning development that has sent shockwaves through the cryptozoological community.
This is a great picture. That's, according to the person who snapped it, is real, but this was brought to everyone's attention from David Wolf from ETS Exposing the Strange. And this was in Hocking Hills, supposedly, where this picture was taken.
Ohio resident Richard McCandlish has captured what appears to be definitive proof of the Dogman's existence. The year 2023 will undoubtedly be marked as a turning point in the history of Dogman research, as McCandlish's trail cam footage provides the most compelling evidence to date of this elusive creature's presence in the Ohio wilderness. While some skeptics have been quick to dismiss the photos as a hoax, possibly inspired by the movie Dog Soldiers, their claims have been met with fierce resistance.
And Richard McCandlish did take that picture. David is the one who got it released, though.
From the esteemed North American Dogman Project, the organization, which has long been at the forefront of Dogman research and is held in high regard by cryptozoologists worldwide, has thoroughly vetted McCandlish's photos and determined them to be authentic. The implications of this discovery cannot be overstated. For years, Dogman enthusiasts have been searching for irrefutable evidence of the creature's existence. And now, thanks to Richard McCandlish's diligence and the North American Dogman Project's expert analysis, that proof may finally be at hand. As the cryptozoological community buzzes with excitement and renewed vigor, one thing is certain: the Ohio Dogman can no longer be dismissed as mere legend. The hunt for further evidence of this incredible creature's presence in the region is sure to intensify, and researchers and enthusiasts alike will be watching with bated breath as this groundbreaking story continues to unfold.
Okay, well, I want to bring it back to that picture. And, you know, like they were talking about right here, that, you know, obviously there is a chance that this is legit, and there's also a chance that it's not. This did not grab me when I saw it. Honestly, it does not look like what I saw. But however, let me come on the screen here real quick. It does not mean, guys, that, you know, just because, you know, I say, well, it looks nothing like what I saw, that it's not legitimate. You know, I've talked to hundreds of people who have had experiences with dogmen. And, you know, a lot of times there are similarities in what has been seen. And then there's a lot of not very close, you know, similarities. There's people that, you know, say they look like this picture, you know, human size, like maybe 6 to 9 feet tall. You know, David Wolf from ETS Exposing the Strange, so check his channel out. He has a video on there where he accidentally caught a picture of a dog man in the Cleveland, Akron area. And I really think it's a legit pick. This one, I'm not sure. You know, it's your own, you know, I don't know, flip a coin. Hocking Hills, somebody had commented they're really close to there. Hocking Hills is so well known for cryptid, you know, experiences, Bigfoot, Dogman, and other things. So that place, I went there one time. It is humongous. I've never seen a more green forested area than Hocking Hills in Ohio. Oh my God, it's incredible. And that is absolutely, in my opinion, one of the best places for cryptids and things that don't want to be found on the East Coast, Northeast, you know, in this area. You know, it's incredible. Bonnie, I'm with you, to be honest with you. Move it forward a little bit.
We invite you to join us on this thrilling journey. Subscribe to our channel and stay tuned.
And the guys at DeadNet Studios, I like them a lot. They made a video for me on there. They asked if they could make one with my experience, and they did. Those guys have been doing a really good job. I wish them nothing but the best of luck. This next video is man transforms into a real werewolf. Okay. Let me get me off the screen. It's already screaming AI. Hey, Michael. I agree, Kel. Let's let it at least finish. Okay. Yeah, no, that one was very fake. So let's move on to the next one. Let's see. Real Dogman werewolf sighting? Question mark.
Oh, tiptoe by the window.
I love this music.
Oh, tiptoe by the window.
Oh, I've seen this. There's a longer one. Hold on.
Oh, tiptoe by the window.
All right. There, and I'm gonna have to find the longer version, or if girls, if you could find the link. This person had this other person going around their car, supposedly was, some type of cryptid, and he never put up the window, and he was already filming. So, I'm sorry, I was just looking at the chat real quick. So I don't know about this one here. Yeah, it doesn't really come off to me as anything but most likely a hoax. I'm going to tell you what, if some type of cryptid creature was running towards my car and my window was down, the first thing I'd be doing was getting that sucker back up and leaving. All right. This one is, I believe they found out it was AI, but it's interesting to at least watch. Hold on a second, guys. I know it's happening. Hold on one sec. All right, let me bring this other video up. And all right. Like I was saying, I believe this was, they said this was proven fake, but it's interesting.
Still image, and this was supposedly caught on a trail cam, and I know it looks really weird because it looks like it's just sitting there in like a very proper position right in front of the trail cam, but Jesus, it looks like it has something in its mouth. And as you can see, this is just a still image, and this was supposed,
like I said, it's supposed to be proven, like, officially, that it's a hoax. There's actually one where they must have put it through an AI generator for video, and it's like eating this thing. Yeah. So there you go. But I'm glad that we can see some that are super obviously, not real, and then some that we think are possibly real. No sound. Hold on. Yeah, I agree. That's hilarious.
Subscribe for more content.
I didn't see anything, did you guys? Where is it? Oh, there's eye shine right here. You can barely see it. Okay. There's really nothing. BJ, right where my pointer is, it's actually hard to see. There's two glowing eyes right there. Yeah, there's nothing there. And Eric, that's hilarious that you say you fall asleep to it. All right, let's move ahead. I'm glad you're here, Eric. Come around more often, my friend.
A mermaid was spotted in Nashville in 2020 during the lockdown. Now, the video posted to TikTok shows a woman sitting in her car filming a mermaid swimming in the lake. Now, you can see a human head and a mermaid tail. The woman in the video says, "Hold on, this better not be what I think it is. It's an effing mermaid." And let me just say, that's a pretty rational reaction to that. A mermaid was spotted in Nashville.
All right, let me pause this one. We're getting close to the end of these videos, I think. Let's see. Here's another one. Real vampire caught on camera. Oh, I've seen this. This is weird. There's no reflection. I mean, you guys find that odd at all, or do you think it's just completely, edited? I know there was one video that they went over it quite like with a fine-tooth comb, and they said that they didn't find anything to prove that it was supposedly, messed with. I don't know. It is strange because this guy walks right by and then right away the other guy. Everybody else. No, this guy, there's no reflection. And what did that say? It said, other commented that it was a vampire because vampires don't have mirror reflection and believed to be immortals that lives until today. How do we even know if it's real? First of all, how do we even know if vampires are real? Is that supposedly really true? Do they not have a reflection? I don't know. Video. Okay, I thought there were multiple ones. All right, that one wasn't bad. It gets your head thinking. Another real vampire supposedly caught on camera.
As two men walk down an alleyway, a closer look reveals their remarkably striking features. Both individuals appear to have long, pointy ears, dark eyes, and elongated noses, leading to comparisons with the classic depiction of vampires. As two men walk down an alleyway, a closer look reveals their remarkably striking features. Both individuals appear to have...
Oh, yeah, weird. I mean, it could, it could be Halloween, for all we know, or they could be coming from, they work for, the Star Trek. Well, I saw the Star Trek, the whole huge thing they have. I forget where we were in Orlando, but they could be working there. They could be, one of the aliens. Who knows? Do you guys think there's anything in here that makes you feel about? And I agreed, Carol Ann, that was funny. Das German. Anybody think this has something of anything in it? Yeah, BJ, great comment. BJ said plastic surgery. People are doing some pretty weird augmentation nowadays. They've been doing weird augmentation for a while and making themselves look like, any kind of thing. Louise says apparently it's only mirrors that are old because they used to make them silver on the back. Average New Yorker. Oh, Tim does not know about sun chips. I'm not a fan, I'll be honest. So you explain it to him. Let's see. Unexplained something. Unexplained Mysteries video. All right, let me turn on the sound.
Or real errors. Everyone who watched these videos had no explanation.
E ao mesmo tempo, nós não vamos parar por aí. Já estão.
From celebrities to world leaders, these clips appear to show a reptilian side of them, which no one was meant to see.
We know how elections go in the country.
What the is that?
A video shared by an unknown source has been circulating online, only to be taken down almost immediately wherever it appears. In the footage, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and Melania Trump are seen observing a robot, one that looks exactly like Trump.
As you can see, the vocal interface is now active. Go ahead, Unit 7.
Hello, Director. I am ready to begin the demonstration protocol.
Same face, same features, as if it were being manufactured inside a secret robot facility. Another clip showed a second Trump-like robot, nearly complete. Honestly, this makes it feel impossible to tell when the real Trump is present, unless a malfunction gives it away. Revealing reality. Reptilians are already around us, and we don't even realize it. I'm saying this because a video shared online by an unknown source showed something disturbing. A man who looked completely normal slowly began removing what appeared to be a body mask. His hands, face, nothing was real. Underneath, it wasn't a human at all, but a reptilian using a human appearance. The video felt like a clear sign, almost an announcement, that reptilians are living among us, hidden in plain sight. Brazilian president. Back in 1999, during a public...
Guys, just a real quick comment. They have people like, the Secret Service will wear these new kind of masks that are silicone. They can make people look exactly like the president, or that's what that was.
Public speech. The former Brazilian president was addressing his party workers when something unsettling happened. Mid-sentence, his voice suddenly shifted, deeper, rougher, almost unrecognizable.
E ao mesmo tempo, nós não vamos parar por aí. Já estão.
Ooh.
Encomendados.
Like the devil.
At the same moment, his facial expression twisted.
All right, that blonde girl jumped up like she was about to jet. Watch the blonde lady.
Settling happened. Mid-sentence, his voice suddenly shifted, deeper, rougher, almost unrecognizable.
E ao mesmo tempo, nós não vamos parar por aí. Já estão.
Watch the lady.
Encomendados.
She's like, no.
At the same moment, his facial expression twisted into something that didn't look human at all. For a brief second, it felt like a reptilian presence was about to surface.
Das German, what do you mean, come on? Who are you talking to?
Then, just as quickly, everything returned to normal.
And he started talking again.
Já estão encomendados. Estudos.
Listen, real quick. I have to address this real quick. There is a lot of discussion, and obviously we don't have proof on these things. There's a boatload of discussion from legitimate sources, like people that are whistleblowers that have worked for the government. And real quick, hello. And you have Paul Hellyer, who was the Minister of Defense of Canada for decades, who has spoken about, we've been talking to different kinds of aliens for years, and one of them are reptilians. And the thought process is, and the discussion is, they use like holograms and things to change their voices. And I mean, that was weird. And he was trying to hide that. I don't know. You guys tell me. It's interesting, though. That one's interesting. Like, listen when he's talking quietly. He's like, oh, and that blonde lady, Jeff.
Tá por aí. Já estão encomendados.
At the same moment, his facial expression twisted into something that didn't look human at all. For a brief second, it felt like a reptilian presence was about to surface. Then, just as quickly, everything returned to normal.
See, he's still
Já estão encomendados. Estudos para eliminar.
That moment left many wondering if the president himself, or something connected to him, was hiding a deeper secret.
As hell.
Reptile behavior.
What the heck?
During a show appearance, Heidi Klum was casually asked about reptilians.
Yes, sir.
And that's when things took a strange turn.
I always knew Heidi was a reptile. Anyways, that was amazing, AGT.
Her expression shifted instantly, almost unnatural. For a split second, her tongue flicked out in a hiss-like way.
Come on.
Reptile? Yes,
Pretending to be a lizard.
Don't do that. You look so pretty.
Her eyes looked off, and even the skin around her neck appeared tense and unusual. The moment was brushed off as acting, but watching it again feels different. Some believe she didn't mean to react that way, almost like something slipped through by accident. Woman glitch. Look at this woman, and you'll probably think everything seems normal, but she isn't. Focus closely on her eyes. All of a sudden, they shift, clear, sharp, and exactly like a classic reptilian sign. Other than that, nothing feels unusual at all. Her face, her movements, everything else looks completely human. And that's what makes it unsettling. It feels like reptilians have blended in so well among us.
Listen, there is a lot of extremely convincing video out there of people with like lizard eyes. They have it, like the membrane will like come down and like go over the eye. And I tell you what, man, that looks real to me. It really does. And I've seen enough of these with the eyes to believe that a lot of them are legit.
Woman, and you'll probably think everything seems normal, but she isn't. Focus closely on her eyes. All of a sudden, they shift, clear, sharp, and exactly like a classic reptilian sign. Other than that, nothing feels unusual at all. Her face, her movements, everything else looks completely human. And that's what makes it unsettling. It feels like reptilians have blended in so well among us that noticing them has become almost impossible now. Reptilian observing. Amid the roar of the crowd at the London Olympic Games, a strange presence slipped into the footage unnoticed. A dark figure suddenly appeared. Its movements were slow, deliberate. It kept looking around, almost like it was scanning the crowd. It felt less human, more like a reptilian being. And you might wonder why no one noticed. Then
you know why? Because there's people dressed in costumes all over the place. We did this video with Taz the one night, and when the camera starts to go backwards a little bit and the picture gets expanded, there's people dressed in weird costumes and stuff all over the place.
Let me tell you, it is said that their true form only shows up on camera, never to the naked eye. Eerie mask. What I'm about to show you might truly puzzle you. In the footage, a man believed to be the Pope is standing there when another person suddenly pulls his nose, but something feels off. His face doesn't react like normal skin. It looks more like a mask being tugged. Moments later, he even adjusts it himself. Calling him the Pope almost feels wrong. It looks like someone else entirely, hidden beneath a disguise. Maybe a clone. Maybe something reptilian. Mysterious guard. When Barack Obama was president, he attended an event where something unusual caught attention later on. One of his bodyguards looked different from the rest. In zoomed-in frames, his features appeared strange: bald head, unusual ears, and observing everything in a strange way.
He has not been back since, drawing intense criticism from some pro-Israel group.
It didn't look like a normal face, more like a mask hiding something else underneath. Moments like this raise a curious thought. Maybe powerful figures are protected by reptilian security, watching over them for their own hidden purposes. Serbian President Mystery. Back in 2014, an assembly session in Serbia took an unsettling turn. While addressing the room, President Aleksandar Vučić suddenly stuck out his tongue, moving it in a way that looked unnatural. Seconds later, his eyes began rolling strangely, catching a few people off guard. The moment passed quickly, and the session continued, as if nothing had happened. Officials and media avoided highlighting it, but a leaked clip surfaced later, turning that brief incident into a lingering mystery.
He's got a fake tongue in his mouth.
Reptilian concert. At a Rammstein concert, something strange happened that no one noticed at the time. The band was performing normally, and one of the main members looked completely ordinary. But later, when the footage was reviewed, a brief moment stood out. As he blinked, his eyes appeared to shift, almost reptilian, lasting only a second. It was subtle enough to go unnoticed live, revealed only through the video, making the moment feel unsettling and hard to explain. Mid-interview glitch. During an interview on Dr. Phil's show, Orlando Brown initially appeared calm and coherent. As the conversation continued, noticeable changes occurred. His eyes began rolling repeatedly, their color seeming to shift, while his facial expressions altered suddenly. The change was abrupt and visible on camera. Dr. Phil appeared unsure how to respond.
Guys, you can tell his eyes warp like those things that you know, like my daughter has apps like that. David, you're funny, man. How you doing? Yeah, that's a filter.
Interview moved on, but that brief segment raised questions that viewers continue to focus on. Unusual skin.
Now, if that's real, there's some people that have a health issue where their skin literally can be pulled away from their body. But I just want to go back for one split second. Look, guys, I mean, it's so obvious that something is filtering that. It's so stupid. All right, here we go.
Skin. A video from an unknown source started circulating online, leaving viewers completely puzzled. In it, a man is seen pulling the skin on his face, and it stretches like rubber. Not normal at all. Human skin doesn't behave that way. The clip sparked endless theories. Some believed it was a reptilian revealing itself. Others thought it was a clone hiding behind a mask. Whatever the truth is, that moment felt unsettling, like something was not meant to be seen. Live catch.
Yeah, Quicksilver, it is something like that.
A man watching live TV noticed something no one else seemed to catch. While a reporter was delivering a live report, her eyes appeared to shift, subtly but clearly. The man quickly recorded the screen, and when the clip was replayed, the change was hard to ignore.
We know how elections go in the country.
That's weird.
Is that?
That is not a lens. The reporter kept talking, completely unaware of what had just happened. That moment made many people uneasy, because it felt like proof that reptilians aren't just theories. They might be right around us. Unusual tongue. These women were casually recording themselves when one of them suddenly did something that shocked her friend. She stuck out her tongue, but not in a normal way. It twisted and turned unnaturally, far longer than a human tongue should be. The movement didn't look human at all. Her friend's reaction said everything. In that brief moment, it felt like she had revealed something she wasn't supposed to, almost as if her real nature slipped out on camera. Clone Trump.
No.
During Donald Trump's first tenure, you might have noticed something unusual, especially during his away tours. Sometimes he seemed to forget where he was going or what he was supposed to do. Other times, he skipped handshakes or passed them off to someone else. Normally, Trump is confident and composed, so these little mistakes felt out of place. Watching it all, some people couldn't help but wonder, what if Trump himself wasn't there, and it was a clone making these odd errors on his behalf?
I sure have.
WWE legend. The former WWE legend, Andre the Giant, was giving a backstage interview, but nothing about it felt normal. Look closely at his eyes. They didn't appear the way they usually did, almost like the color was different. Then there was his smile. His teeth didn't look human at all, sharp and oddly shaped, giving off a reptilian vibe. Seeing someone that famous,
the teeth thing was actually part of, because he grew so large, he had some things that were not normal, and his teeth were affected by the gigantism that he had. I met him, and I'm going to tell you what, guys, I shook his hand, and my hand looked like an infant's hand in his. He was gigantic. And
this appears so openly different.
And I'm just under 6'4", and I felt like a baby next to him.
Made some people wonder if it was intentional. Like a quiet hint that reptilians were no longer trying to stay hidden. Joe Biden clone. Former President Joe Biden appeared with his staff at a United Nations event during a press conference when something strange happened. He took a sip of water, then suddenly moved his hands as if he were about to clap, despite nothing happening around him.
By inviting Finland and Sweden to join our alliance.
There was no cue, no reaction from others. The moment felt out of place, almost glitch-like, making some wonder if it was a simple...
right there, it looks like that's a one of the people that, will wear a mask and all that stuff. Yes, he was awesome. There are cuts of Andre as Bigfoot in the old $6 Million Man series.
Mistake,
he looked
or
great.
Something far more unusual, like a malfunctioning robot or clone.
By inviting Finland and Sweden to join our alliance.
Katy Perry mystery. This one caught the attention of Katy Perry fans worldwide. She's often seen...
Yes, he has dementia, guys, but the point I'm making is presidents and all that, they're showing those hyper-realistic masks, like for the Pope, and they're doing it so that they're not out in public sometimes when there could be a threat on their life. So they have people that are playing them. And that's what that looked like.
Doing unusual things. But one moment stood out the most. During a show, she revealed her throat, and it didn't look like a normal human throat at all. Some called it a frog throat, but others pointed out it's also linked to reptilian signs.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Touch it. Oh, this is bad.
Add to that the moments when her eyes appear to glitch at events, and it raises a curious question. Are these just coincidences, or subtle hints of something deeper? Mysterious man. A strange video has been circulating online, leaving everyone puzzled. In the footage, a man dressed entirely in black walks into an office and calmly approaches the front desk. He says something to the woman standing there, and instantly, she seems hypnotized. Without hesitation, she leaves everything behind and walks away with him. Look closely at the man. His presence feels unnatural, almost like a reptilian guard. Normal people don't cause reactions like this.
Sounds good,
Something
Martina.
mysterious was clearly at play, and neither the woman nor the man was ever seen again. Putin body double.
Video.
When Putin walked in, cameras followed every step. At first, it looked...
Putin has been, if you guys look into this and look at the pictures they have through like generations, Putin is somebody that's been, I believe he's like been living for like hundreds of years or more. And he could be like a reptilian or something. They have so many pictures of people that look exactly like him.
Normal, a confident walk, and a familiar posture. But seconds later, people noticed something strange. His movements felt stiff, almost calculated, like each step was rehearsed. The arm movement didn't flow naturally either. Slow motion clips began circulating online, pointing out tiny mismatches in gestures and timing. No one addressed it officially, and for many, that moment marked the start of a chilling thought that a body double may have taken his place.
You think that Vladimir Putin uses a body double?
Yes, I think it's highly likely that he's got, certainly that the Ukraine intelligence services seem to believe, at least 3 body doubles.
Clone Elon. Elon Musk is almost always in the news, but this event made people uneasy for a different reason. His behavior felt off. He wasn't reacting like everyone else, just standing there, silently observing, almost as if he was scanning the room. Viewers picked it apart frame by frame. Some believed it wasn't the real Elon at all, but a clone. Others thought it looked more like a robot than a human. With that level of power and wealth, people say anything is possible.
Yes.
Mark Zuckerberg theories. Is Mark Zuckerberg...
Real quick, he could have been high, let's be honest. And Mark Zuckerberg, though, he's made some comments like he used to be human or he's not human. I think he could be a robot or an alien.
Really human? Watch this, and you might ask the same question. In one interview, he clearly says he's human, then suddenly corrects himself, adding, still human.
But it is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human, still.
That slip alone raised eyebrows. In another clip, he pretends to take a sip of water, but never actually drinks it. No swallow, no movement. People brushed it off as coincidence, but too many strange...
Yeah, Carol Ann, real quick, my nephew has Asperger's. They absolutely do have some differences in their behavior.
Moments keep stacking up. Reptilian or not, something about it feels unusually off. Reptilian anchor. The newsroom buzzed, cameras rolled, and the anchor delivered the news flawlessly, almost too flawlessly. Then came the hiss.
And that it might actually be bipolar. Could be that. The doctor predicts how much longer they'll live. Sick, I know, but I also know...
Every time she said the letter S, the sound slipped out again. Clips spread overnight, slowed down, and analyzed. Some believed a reptilian secret had been exposed. But the strangest part? No follow-up ever came. No explanation. The story was quietly buried, and to this day, it remains an unsolved mystery. Clone preparation. During a basketball match, cameras caught Jalen Rose standing completely still on the sidelines. No blinking, no movement, almost statue-like. A man even stepped in to adjust his microphone, yet Jalen didn't react at all.
Bro, watch my nigga Jalen Rose, though. Look at my nigga Jalen Rose.
That's when viewers felt something was off. Soon, theories exploded. Some believed this wasn't the real Jalen at all, but a clone or robot being quietly prepared in plain sight. And maybe, just maybe, those theories aren't entirely wrong.
Bro, watch my nigga Jalen Rose, though. Look at my nigga Jalen Rose.
Darkness inside. While Rahm Emanuel was delivering his speech, the camera caught a close-up of his eyes. At first, they looked completely normal, but just moments later, they shifted. Something dark and unnatural surfaced.
That's weird.
Eyes that didn't look human at all. It was subtle, yet chilling, like something hidden inside him was almost breaking through, just for a second, enough to leave anyone watching uneasy. Mysterious old woman. During a football match, the camera panned over the spectators and caught something strange, an old woman in the crowd. Her face was marked with unusual scars, her fingers unnaturally dark, but the most mysterious part was her eyes, dull black, unlike any normal human. She was sitting casually, yet no one nearby seemed to notice her. Only the camera captured her, leaving a chilling question. Was someone or something else hidden inside her body? Unusual stare. There's something about this video that instantly feels unsettling. A man stands there with his eyes wide open, barely blinking, holding the same empty gaze the entire time. The person who recorded it replayed the footage over and over, still unable to make sense of those eyes. No injury, no trick, just that stare. And once you notice it, an unsettling thought hits. This didn't look human at all.
We're gonna watch
Mysterious
a couple more
people.
of these guys, and then we're gonna oops. No, you know what? Hold on. What? Wait a minute. What is that?
Sexy Christian, yeah.
Okay. I've seen this. This is AI. It's actually kind of cool. They get this AI generator and they, pretend that, they're saying it's obviously fake, but they make, creatures and put them in these glass things, and you never know, man. What's out there. Very wild. So I'm actually going to stop that video here. And I wanted to real quick say thank you to everybody who's come tonight. Well, it's over with, my man. Sorry you didn't like it. Tonight, this was the choice of the birthday girl. So happy birthday one more time, Josie Nebi. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight, everybody. Thank you, Josie, for picking the videos. I want to thank everybody who came by. It was a good night. We had a nice show, and we will be back on Saturday, guys. And if you guys want, like you, this video sucks hard. I see the change in you guys want to send me some stuff, send it. You feel like, you can put some good videos out here for us, please send them to me. It's not like saying, oh, come on. I'm being serious. Send us some good vids. Show us what you got. Find some good stuff. Rye, Carol Ann, it was great seeing you guys stop here. It's always a pleasure to see you. And to everybody else that donated, thank you so much. That's going to help a lot. And everybody that just came, thank you for coming. I appreciate every one of you guys. We will see you Saturday. Taz will be back, guys. He hasn't been here in a while. It's exciting. Taz will be back. So thanks again, everybody. Love ya. Have a great night, you guys.
There are things in this world that we cannot understand. Things we thought were myth. Mysteries that defy reality. And even darker conspiracies. What Lurks Beneath will take you deep into real cases and accounts of the strange and supernatural that will leave you wondering the truth about what's truly around us. You won't want to miss this one.
In today's world, video isn't optional, it's essential. At Full Res Films, we bring your story to life with cinematic quality and creative vision. From corporate videos that inspire to powerful testimonials that build trust, to breathtaking drone footage that elevates your brand. Whether it's live events, training videos, music videos, or documentaries, our team captures every moment. Don't settle for ordinary, choose Full Res Films, and let's create something amazing together. FullResFilms.com, 216-201-9649.
We just heard a rock clack right over here.
Planet 412 is your channel through the veil, where cryptids walk, UFOs soar, and the paranormal whispers in the dark. From chilling storytelling, eerie narrations, and on-location investigations, to live streams, exclusive interviews, and shocking reviews of the bizarre, Planet 412 is your front row seat to the supernatural. Subscribe now, Planet 412 on YouTube. Do you believe?